Well, it's time now to focus on a movers and shakers segment, and the top loser today is Ken India, down over 4% as a restructuring exercise is in the offing at Vedanta. Sources indicate that the Vedanta and Ken India board may be meeting later this weekend to discuss a merger. First, let's go across to Nayanthara Rai, who's been tracking this story. She joins in with what she's picking up. Okay, so this is the story that Nayanthara broke. So to find out more about it and to analyze it, let's now go across to Nigel.
That's right, Rima. As you said, Nayanthara broke the story late last evening, and in fact actually indicated maybe something's in the offing on this weekend itself, and they've appointed bankers and the likes. They are exploring a possible merger of Ken India, that's listed Ken India, as well as listed Vedanta Limited. Now, let's take you through a few details. Vedanta Limited currently holds roughly around 60% stake in Ken India, and if you look at it, the promoter, that's Vedanta Resources, has been hiking stake in the listed Vedanta Limited from around 55% to around 60%. We have been covering it on the channel itself, but the big question was, why exactly were they hiking stake? Now we know that there could be a possible merger, and if that merger goes through, and if in fact the merger ratio is around 1 share you receive of Vedanta Limited for 1 share you held of Ken India, then that would mean a total dilution of roughly around 20%, and would bring the promoter holding down in Vedanta Limited, because you'll be issuing fresh shares, so the base will get expanded from around 59% to around 47%. That's in the case if the merger ratio is 1:1. Now going ahead, if I have to give you a few details, Vedanta Limited, as of March 2015, they had a big massive debt in terms of the gross debt that was close to around 77,000 crores, and their net debt was roughly around 32,000 crores. So the cash is really coming from Ken India, which has 17,000 crores of cash, and Hindustan Zinc, that has nearly around 27,000 crores of debt. So the shareholders, they have given their verdict. That's why we're seeing that Vedanta, it appears, it's good for them because they had so much of debt. Now they can access Ken India's cash that they have in their books. And remember, Hindustan Zinc's cash is really not accessible because the government of India has nearly around 30% stake in that. But nonetheless, both the stocks divergent moves on the back of that exclusive.
All right, Nigel, thanks for that. Mangalam, what are the F&O buzzers you're tracking?
Well, I have a whole host of those F&O buzzers which are tracking since morning. We start with Bharat Forge. That one should come up for you. In fact, at around 9:50, if I remember, the stock and all the other stocks of the Bharat Forge group or the group companies, all of them fell in trade. That stock's lower by about 7% when I last checked. And the open interest on that up by nearly 7 lakh shares. So there's some fresh shorting happening out there, or short build-up happening out there. Another stock on my radar is Page Industries. That one's down about 4-5% odd. The open interest on that up by nearly 19%. This stock, remember, has lost about 11% this month itself. There's some short build-up happening on that one as well. Havells, on the other hand, that one's also down about 5%. The open interest on that up by nearly 7%, added about 2 lakh shares in open interest today. Some short build-up happening here as well. Remember, we cannot say with surety whether it's short build-up or long build-up till the end of the trading session, because there are a lot of intraday players as well. If you look at Adani Enterprise, that one's down about 1%, but in the futures space, that one should come up for you. In the futures space, there's a lot of betting happening out there. The open interest up by nearly 10%. HDIL also saw some short build-up. That stock's down 3%. The open interest on that up about 7%. But we are also seeing some long build-ups. We have Kaveri Seeds. That one's up about 3% in trade, but the open interest is on that up by nearly 22,000 shares, or 22,000 contracts. There's some long build-up happening on Kaveri Seeds. And Sun TV, after that 22% fall yesterday in trade, we are seeing some sort of short covering on that. That one's up about 4% in trade today. The open interest on that up 4% as well.
Thanks so much for that. In some relief for Nestle, Maggi noodles have met the safety standards in the test conducted in Singapore. Agam is here with what else? What are the other details? Agam?
So in terms of, the ongoing Nestle controversy, we finally have some good news coming in for Nestle on the back of the fact that Singapore's food authority, that is the Agri-Food and Veterinary Authority, has given Maggi noodles a clean chit. This is, of course, with respect to the noodles which were imported from India. And, we have to bear in mind that Goa's facility is the one which exports Maggi noodles packets. And we also have to remember that Goa was one of the first states to give a clean chit, even in India. Of course, after that, we saw a center-wide withdrawal of these products. But given the fact that it's been coming from this facility, which means that there could be something more when it comes to these products. Of course, we also have to remember that while Singapore is not a very big importer of Maggi noodles, given the fact that an authority outside India has given Maggi a clean chit, is the reason why you're looking at a little bit of an improvement or recovery on the stock as far as Nestle goes.
All right, Agam, thanks very much for that. Also, Tata Steel is in focus. There's labour trouble for the company in the United Kingdom. The workers' union of the steel plant have decided to go on strike beginning the 22nd of June, but the unions still insist that they're open for further talks. Kritika Saxena has been breaking all the details of this story. So, Kritika, what are the aspects that we need to consider now?
Well, this fight between the UK trade unions, which includes 4 of the largest trade unions in UK, and Tata Steel has been going on since November last year. On Thursday, they had taken a nationwide ballot to vote in favour of a strike, and a decision has finally been taken. The strike will go through on the 22nd of June. Now, let me put this into perspective. 22nd June is a 24-hour-long strike. What the General Secretary of the key trade union, that is Community, Roy Ricketts, told CNBC TV 18 was that if Tata Steel does not respond with a favourable comment or favourable negotiations in that 24-hour, only post that will they look at making it indefinite, making it an indefinite strike. What does that mean? All workers in Tata Steel's UK operations will go on strike, which means that the operations of Tata Steel will come to a halt. However, is this the end of the road yet? No, it isn't. There is a 7-day period wherein Tata Steel has time to respond and make any negotiations, despite the UK trade union telling us that Tata Steel hasn't come up with any kind of clarity or any kind of negotiation. They're not willing to have a communication, a clear-cut communication. There seems to be a communication lag there. Tata Steel has been indicating, has made a statement and has told CNBC TV 18 as well that they are keen to resolve this amicably. We understand that they are looking at some kind of settlement and they are working on coming up with a response. So it's not the end of the road yet, but yes, if an indefinite strike goes through, it will be a negative, yet Tata Steel has some time.